for the question.
I'm just curious, I got an email from Kay Granger last night that there's 32 new czars that are being paid $172,000 a year that have no rules, just imply they make up their own laws as they go. Now we've got Miss Obama, whatever her name is, saying that she's got 20 to 25 personal servants online paid over anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 to wait on her hand and foot. Is that not a federal violation of law? Then one more question on Acorn. If they're getting public money, $3 billion, why can we not see their faces, who they are, where they come from?
First, as an expert point, we should open their books just like any of the rest of us do who deal with public money, because obviously our expenses are up online at the end of every quarter, and you're free to examine them and make criticisms or suggestions as you wish. So, an excellent suggestion. I can't speak to the First Lady's staff. I really have, that's not something I've looked into. The czar issue is out of hand, and there's no question that some of these individuals are not the type of people that you want as the closest inner circle advising the president. And
sure. How come Republicans don't say that the Congress and the Senate was run by the Democrats the last 2 years of his office? They never mention that, ever.
You just did, and I thank you for it.
I'm really Dr. Francis. I live here in Denton. I'd like to, I've heard Obama talk about that he'd like to bring the uninsured on and have them be able to purchase the insurance that federal employees and congressmen have. Now, what's your thoughts on that? I know federal employees and you congressmen have the best insurance. What do you think of that idea? Because I understand, I mean, the bill hasn't been completed, so that's an option there. What's your thoughts on that?
We actually put an amendment like that out during committee. Again, it was struck down on a technicality. They ruled that our committee didn't have jurisdiction. You remember last fall when the presidential election was going on, there weren't many specifics that came out of the Obama candidacy on health care reform, but those that were specifically, he said a mandate for every child to be covered in this country, and that every person has insurance as good as a member of Congress has. So that would be the federal employee health benefit system. But when we had an opportunity to do that as an amendment to H.R. 32, Henry Waxman said, no dice, we're not going there on this, and it was struck down in other committees as well. I suspect we will see that offered as an amendment if this thing were to come to the floor, and right now I think it's problematic that it does, but if it were to come to the floor, I think you would see some version of that, whether it's Medicaid for members of Congress, everyone is uninsured on the FEHBP, no FEHBP for members of Congress. You're going to see some version of that, or that members of Congress have to take the public option plan, whatever that is, whether it be FEHBP or not. So you will see some version of that come forward, and I will support that, whatever version that is. Now, remember when President Obama, then candidate Obama, was doing these debates last year, and full disclosure, I worked for the other side. I was a surrogate for Senator McCain, and I got to hear this stuff a lot. The FEHBP was held up as what people who are uninsured should receive. Getting into the nuts and bolts of that, and you saw the problems that occurred for the Democrats when the Congressional Budget Office, their Congressional Budget Office, released figures on cost and coverage on the bill, on the base bill 3200. It was not helpful. If you change that to add FEHBP, the cost necessarily goes up significantly, and that is one of the difficulties. When candidate Obama was talking about this, it was FEHBP. When it started being talked about for real, like we're going to have to legislate, it became Medicaid for everyone under 133% of poverty, and that's where it sits today.
Hi, my name is Jane Doe. I'm a concerned American citizen.
Hey! No, Jane Doe! Put your name up there! You got
I used to be chairman of the Republican Party in Murray County, Tennessee. And what I want to say is, if a Republican president had bowed down to a Saudi king, he would have been impeached. But you guys let Obama do it and never got on television and said, why did he bow down? Another thing is, if an American Republican president would have aired our methods of interrogation, he would have been impeached. But I have to
Correctly
remind
so.
you, you 500 and you 100, that he is not a king. He is just a man. And you people don't stop. He's only been in there for 7 months. And in 7 months, he's practically destroyed our company, our country, and become a dictator. And if you we vote for you, we campaign for you, we pray for you, we donate to you, all 100 and all 500. And then you get to Washington, and you get your $190,000 a year. And what do we get? Well, I'm going to tell you what I get. I get $730 a month, and I'm 62 years old. I can't live on $732 a month. But you know what? I could live on $190,000. You know, it's ridiculous, and I think everybody here behind me feel the same way. And I am just a normal American citizen, but I want Obama out of there. He has already. And they're the little wimpy Republicans, you know, they send me stuff all the time. Send me money, send me money. You know what I write on there? When you start representing me, I'll send you my money. Anybody out here that is disabled or that's elderly, come into this air-conditioned building because we can't all smolder. And if you're feeling bad, there's air conditioning right here.
Excellent point. The building is air conditioned, even though the doors are. Yes, sir. I'm going to stop for 1 second. And there's really nothing more I can add to what was just said. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I think the cost of health care by the insurance companies is overstated. I think they're overstating it by a lot. Most doctors and hospitals only get a small portion of what is actually charged. Now, if an individual was only charged the same amount, like I had neck surgery, $20,000.
Speak a little closer to the microphone if you would, sir.
$120,000. The insurance company paid a total of $9,000. So what I'm saying is the insurance companies are misleading the American public. Lobbyists, I know a lot of people are in government service who are chief of staffs of congressmen, and they can, after 1 year, I believe it is, maybe not even that long, they can become a lobbyist. And they come back to talk to the same people they work for. And they get that English through them. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, let's all go to Canada. God.
5-year waiting period.
It's too damn cold.
Good points all. And, you know, the administration and Democratic majority that came to town said that they were going to change that. We're waiting. Thank you. And good luck on your neck. I had that done too. And better days are around the corner for you.
Yeah!
There is water in these white ice chests around, so and it's available to you. That's what it's there for. So don't hesitate to help yourself. It's in the white ice chest by the light post. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.